Hey everyone, Captain here. Just checking out the stock market. I do a lot of things. I own this house, got a car, I've gotten laid, and I deal with the stock market. So, just wanted to talk about a few things quickly. I haven't mentioned this before, but today is the last of the word of the day. I originally made a bunch and set them for premiere dates, all basically one after another. And then I made a second batch, and I did have plans to go through and make some of the more interesting and amusing words, but I haven't done that. I slacked off. And I enjoyed doing the word of the day. I think more could have been done with it. Obviously, as you can tell, I didn't put a whole lot of effort into it, but it was still amusing and fun to do anyway. And maybe I'll pick it up at some point. It was fun to track each day, because I set the premiere, as most of you know, to be noon every day. There were a couple days where I tweaked it just a little bit, but it was really funny for me to some days. I would see like I think it was yesterday, I set the premiere for 1 p.m. instead of noon. I think George was obsessively looking for it because, man, that shit, it was like 1:02 when I looked at it, and it already had a thumbs down. So I could just picture him sitting there, and not at home or in his office because he doesn't have one, but sitting behind the wheel of his car, refreshing on his phone over and over and over until the new video popped up and he could be the first to rate it. So yeah, it gave me a lot of amusement to witness that. But there's something I've been thinking about recently, and that is, do you remember a couple years ago, I think it was, Mike Saunders did an interview with Marty, and he revealed all this hilarious shit about Gigi that none of us knew. Like the whole bucket shitting thing, the no water in the house, all sorts of different shit. So I was thinking it would probably be really interesting to do an interview with Mike, to check in with Mike. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if he's had any contact with Gigi. They're in the same city, so it might be fun to hear if Mike has run into him any place. Especially after the whole library incident where Mike challenged him and Gigi wouldn't do anything. See if they've run into one another and how George acted. I bet he had his tail between his legs begging Mike to forgive him. So it could be really interesting. Maybe Marty will do it, since Marty had the interview in the past. It could be really fascinating to do an interview with Mike and just see if he knows anything new, if he's discovered anything. I'd be really curious about that. So, Marty, if you're out there, if you're listening, maybe check in with our buddy Mike. See what the deal is with him, if he's discovered anything, if he knows anything, if he's cited George anywhere. I would love to hear what he's got to say. Anyhow, that's the captain. Checking in with everyone, and I'm signing off.